Hello, and welcome to OJ Studios. Please enjoy today's chapter of The Summer Switch by Olivia Julius.
Chapter 8. The whole house thundered down the stairs like a stampede of mismatched children. Tyler clomped in his two big sneakers, Michelle's little sandals squeaked with every step, Chloe looked grumpy as usual in her tween getup, and Emily trailed behind, smirking at all of us like she was already one step ahead. By the time we crowded into the living room, Abuela was standing there with her hands clasped, eyes sparkling with that "I know something you don't" look. Which, coming from her, never meant anything good. "Children!" she announced, voice bright and full of glee. "Today, we're going to the water park!" The room erupted. Some cousins cheered. Some groaned. Michelle muttered, "You've got to be kidding me," while Chloe flopped onto the couch and rolled her eyes. Me? I just stood there in my frilly skirt, frozen, because the words water park and 10-year-old girl should never be in the same sentence for a 42-year-old man. But Abuela wasn't done. She pointed to a neat stack of bags on the floor, each one labeled with big block letters. "Inside these are your swimsuits, towels, and everything you'll need. Each bag is tailored perfectly to your new self. No excuses, no exceptions." The cousins rushed forward like it was Christmas morning, grabbing their assigned bags and tearing them open. I just stared at mine, a bright pink backpack with Allison stitched across the front in glittery thread. I groaned, already dreading what horrors waited inside. I picked up my bag with all the enthusiasm of a man on death row. The glittery letters of Allison practically mocked me as I set it on my lap. My fingers hovered over the zipper, but before I could open it, I heard a dramatic sigh from the couch. Michelle. She had already dug into her own bag and now sat frozen, holding up a one-piece swimsuit like it was radioactive. It was pink. Not just pink, but screamingly pink, splattered with yellow polka dots big enough to be seen from space. And as if that weren't bad enough, the thing was covered in ruffles, around the waist, along the straps, even around the leg holes. "I'm not wearing this," Michelle declared, her tiny voice cracking as she glared at the offending garment. "No way! Nope! I refuse!" Tyler snorted. "You look like you're about to audition for a cupcake commercial." Michelle threw him a death glare, but her little pigtails only made it cuter. Watching her, I felt a pit forming in my stomach. If that was her swimsuit, what kind of humiliation was waiting in my bag? With a sinking feeling, I unzipped the glittery backpack and pulled out the folded fabric inside. Purple! A one-piece! Covered in a delicate pattern of tiny pink flowers, like something you'd find on a birthday card for a 5-year-old. I just stared at it for a long moment, the sigh building in my chest before it finally escaped. Of course! Of course this was what I got! "I can't believe this," I muttered, holding it up for Emily to see. 42 years old, and I'm about to parade around a water park in this thing. Emily smirked, tugging a sleek black two-piece out of her own bag. "Could be worse. At least it's not polka dots and ruffles." "Yeah," Michelle groaned, shaking her frilly disaster like it had personally offended her. "Way worse." I slumped back against the couch, purple swimsuit in hand, resigned to my fate. There was no way out of this. I was going to the water park as a 10-year-old girl in flowers. While I sat there sulking over my purple floral one-piece and Michelle mourned her polka-dotted ruffle nightmare, Chloe yanked her own bag open. Seconds later, a groan echoed through the living room. "You've got to be kidding me!" She held up a bikini, small, colorful, with glittery straps that sparkled in the light. Definitely designed for a tween girl trying too hard to look grown-up. Chloe's face twisted with horror. "No! No way! I am not wearing this!" Emily raised an eyebrow. "Looks pretty age-appropriate." Chloe jabbed a finger at it. "I look 12! I am 12! 12-year-olds don't wear bikinis! This is humiliating!" "Join the club," I muttered, flopping the purple one-piece onto my lap. Before Chloe could rant more, a loud up came from Tyler, who had been digging reluctantly through his own bag. He pulled out a pair of swim trunks and held them up like they were covered in slime. Bright blue, with little sharks printed all over them. "Seriously?" he said, his voice dropping into a sulky boyish whine. "Swim trunks? I'd never worn swim trunks in my life." Michelle smirked from her booster seat level perch on the couch. "Welcome to boyhood, Tyler." Tyler scowled, waving the trunks around. "I didn't ask to be a boy. This is the worst. How do you people deal with this? No cute options, no bright colors, just boring trunks. And sharks? Really?" "I couldn't help it," I snorted. "At least you don't have ruffles around your leg holes." Michelle threw her ruffled swimsuit at me. "Don't even start!" Chloe groaned, holding her bikini at arm's length like it might bite her. "We're all doomed!" And then, of course, Abuela clapped her hands together from the doorway, her voice brimming with cheerful authority. "Alright, children! Get changed! The water park awaits!" Abuela clapped her hands together from the doorway, her voice brimming with cheerful authority. "Alright, children! Go ahead and get to the van! The water park awaits!" Groans filled the living room, but no one dared argue. One by one, we picked up our humiliating swimsuits and bags, shuffling toward the door like prisoners marching to their fate. I sighed, clutching the purple floral one piece to my chest. This is going to be the longest day of my life.